What's going on, guys? So I wanted to come on here, do a quick recap showing you how I made. I actually ended up making 500 bucks. This trade went break even, but I want to break down the trade for you, kind of show you exactly where I got in, why I got in, and how you can do the same thing. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. Now, you can see when I was trading, or sorry, on the screenshot here, that I was trading ES futures and MES futures. Now, the way that I trade is I like to look at the SPY chart when I trade. It's just what I do. I find it works better than looking at ES specifically, although sometimes I will look at that as well. But if we go ahead and look at SPY, so this was the morning game plan I put out in the Freedom Team. Do this every single day. So morning plan was essentially this. We had this zone right here. Draw that out. This 412 to 411.55 zone. This was essentially my pivot for the day. So below it, I was going to look for shorts. Above it, I was going to look for longs. Market opens right about here. We zoom in on the 1 minute chart. Market opens right here. We end up just dumping right below my pivot. Okay, so at this point, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, okay, well, we have some demand right here. We have, more demand down here. But we were able to get down below our pivot. And so, my original sense was that, okay, price is going to want to go down to this level here, 419.29. Okay, that was my original thesis, was if price can get below this pivot, we're going to rotate all the way down to this 409.29. That obviously didn't end up happening, but I was still able to make money because of two different things. All right, first thing is having proper risk management. So the second thing was understanding the higher time frame context. And if I look at the higher time frame, I have a lot of levels on here, actually, let me go to SPX, be cleaner for a second. All right, if we're looking at the higher time frame, we are in a chop fest. Okay, this is as clear as a channel, a support, resistance, like whatever you want to call it, right? This is as clear as a choppy area. Okay, so understanding that we're in this zone where price is very choppy, very back and forth, I knew that I wanted to be a little bit quicker with where I take my profits. Okay, and so knowing that, I said, okay, well, let me zoom in, look at SPY. We can even just look at SPX as well. I'm like, okay, well, where do I want to be taking profit? If I don't want to get short and target all the way down to this level here at 409, where do I want to essentially take profit? And it also lines up with a few other things, but mainly I was like, okay, well, this level here, it's pretty clear support resistance right here, resistance here, support, 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 support. It's just everywhere. Okay, it's kind of like a smaller channel inside of this larger channel that you see in the blue here, right? We have this blue high, this blue low. This is kind of this bigger channel, kind of zone consolidation that we have. We kind of have a tighter one right in this little area here. Okay, so understanding that, I said, okay, I'm going to take some profit off here, take the remainder down here. Now, when did I actually get into the trade? So, going on the 1 minute, I ended up getting in right around this candle here. 946. So basically what I saw was like, okay, this is my pivot. We have supply up here. Price comes down. Okay, we're able to get below this gap fill, this demand zone here. So that's my first indication that price may want to move lower. Second one is obviously that we've gone below this pivot here, and we formed supply. There's three. And then I see, okay, price has rejected this zone here 3 times now. And when I decided to get in 3 times, price has rejected my zone. So a lot of signs pointing that price may want to go lower. So I'm like, okay, let me go ahead, get short in here. So get short right about here. And if I draw out my thing here, it's around this price. So my stop is right above the high day. It's right above the supply zone is my stop, and above this pivot. So I'm like, okay, well, if I'm targeting all the way down here, it's a really good risk reward, 2.6R, right? So I thought that, and I'm like, okay, well, taking in higher time frame context, being able to understand that, hey, this is a pretty choppy zone. On top of that, we actually have demand down here, right? We have demand down here. This would essentially act as a higher time frame demand, looking at like a 3-hour chart. So there's a lot of demand down this area because we have this very fast move, right? We have this drop, this base, this very fast move. We even gap up. And so knowing that, I'm like, okay, we have this level here. Let me go ahead and take off. I was trading ES and MES. Let me go ahead and take off the ES contract right here. Hold the MES contracts for runners down to right here. So I ended up getting out here about a 1.45R trade. Very solid trade, very small risk. Ended up getting stopped out the rest break even. Now, or it was a little more than break even, but let me explain why I decided to get out break even instead of keeping my stop up here. All right. While price was coming down to this level, right? Again, I was expecting price to get here. This was my target. While price was getting down to there, it's very clear we're in a downtrend, right? We have this consolidation, lower, consolidation, lower. Okay, very, very clear, very easy to understand. We're in a downtrend right here. So I'm like, okay, well, the opposite of a downtrend is an uptrend, and if price breaks this uptrend, or sorry, if price breaks this downtrend, we're probably going to start moving higher. So I'm like, okay, well, if price breaks this high right here, right, this high right here, then we're probably going to start to see an uptrend. That's exactly what happened. Price ended up breaking this supply right here, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna move my stop right above this high, which is a little bit better than break even, right? It was very tiny profits, but either way, you guys get the idea, okay? So a very important lesson that you also want to learn with this is that you want to put your stops in the right place. You know, when should you move your stop down? When should you trail your stop? If trend is down and you're in a short position and you see a new, you know, a lower high get formed like this, and you see price end up breaking that low and we end up going even lower, you see more supply form, you want to move your stop right above that high. Because A, it helps you lock in your profits or at break even or wherever your entry is. And also, if price breaks that high, there's a chance that we're going to go move higher, right? Because that's how trading works. That's how trend works. The fact that the buyers here were able to take price higher than the sellers here means these buyers are stronger than the sellers here, which means we're seeing a shift in control. We're starting to see that buyers are now in control. And when you see that, you don't want to be in a short position. That's the last thing you want to be. So when you can see, price ended up, right after we got above the supply, we ended up going higher, you know, consolidated in this pivot. Now that we are above our zone, we ended up skyrocketing all the way up here, came back down to my pivot, and now still got a few hours till the market closes, but we are now coming all the way back up and out of it. So overall, very choppy day, but guys, you need to understand, like, I'm not sitting here taking 50 trades. I'm not like, oh, we're above my pivot, let me look for longs, okay? I take one trade, okay, I get stopped out the rest, right? I make my 500 bucks, a little more, close to $600, okay? And that's it. I'm done with my day. All of this was completely automated, by the way, okay? All of this was automated. So what happened was I actually got in the short here, right? I set my stop here, I set my targets for the ES contract here, targets for the MES contracts here, and I walked away. I got the notification that my target was hit right here, and I looked at my phone, I said, okay, we're in this downtrend, let me move my stop. So for the other MES contracts, I moved my stop right above this high, and then I looked away from my phone. Simple as that. I wasn't sitting here trading all day. Okay, I was trading. I was done at like 9:46, and then I checked my phone at 10:16. Took 10 seconds to change my order, change my stop, and then that was it. Walked away. It was completely done. Okay, because a lot of you guys could sit there. Maybe you take a loss, maybe you take a win, and then even if your trade plan is based off of something like this, where it's a bear bull pivot. And then you see, oh, price now above my pivot, let me look to get long, and then by the time price is all the way up here and you miss the move, you're like, oh, let me get long here, and end up dumping, right? So you guys need to just relax through the trade. Take 1 to 2 trades in the beginning or no trades in the beginning unless you see an A+ setup, and then walk away after you take that 1 to 2 trade. All right, there's a million trades I could take it. I could say, oh, like, look at this, we're coming back to my pivot, we got demand, let me go ahead and look to get long. Like, I'm not sitting here forcing all these trades. Like, I made my trade in the beginning of the day, made a little bit of money. Even if I lost money, I wouldn't be sitting here trading. Okay, I have other things to do. So that being said, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I know it's just a quick kind of trade recap. I like to do these just because I think you guys tend to enjoy them, and it kind of shows you a little bit inside of my trading. But if you guys did enjoy, feel free to leave a like, comment down below other videos I should make, and subscribe if you haven't. And if you guys like these trade recaps, let me know. I can definitely keep doing them. If you don't, also let me know, and I won't do them anymore. But yeah, I'll see you all in the next video.